Honestly, I didn't ever see myself making this video because I figured Yubi had just completely forgotten about Raider after we got our buff a long time ago. But here I am to tell you guys that Raider has been nerfed, and I wish I could say it was something insignificant, but I think it really affects the way Raider gets damage in. So I won't make this video super long, but Raider no longer drains opponent's stamina while they're out of stamina. And I had read this a couple days ago but paid no attention to it because I was exclusively using Warden. But I picked up Raider again last night and realized that it was true. So I'm sure all of us have been through Raider's stamina abuse, and it was one of the only reasons I really liked Raider. Being able to keep your opponents out of stamina was really satisfying, especially since there were so many ways you could do it. But now, all of those options only pause stamina regen for a little bit. You can still drain all of your opponent's stamina like before, so say your opponent has about a quarter of their stamina left, and you get a guard break and a shoulder carry. You can still drain them to their out of stamina state, but once they're there, there's no way to drain their stamina anymore. A knee to the face won't do it, a stunning tap won't do it, and a shoulder carry won't do it either. All these options will just temporarily halt stamina gain. The only thing that will take a small bit of stamina now is a regular throw, just like every other hero in the game. Personally, I'm not too happy about the change, but I can see where the nerf comes from. I completely understand that a bad mechanic shouldn't be justified just because it's held by a bad hero, for example Shigoki's one-shot Demon's Embrace, but honestly I don't think stamina drain was that big of a deal. It may have been one of his best traits, and I get that it's not fun when you're kept out of stamina for an entire fight, especially when sometimes Raider can keep you out of a fight for a pretty long time. But if you're going to nerf Raider's stamina abuse, maybe it's time to give him some sort of buff, because right now this is just a flat out loss to Raider. I'm not asking for a full-blown rework or anything, although that would be nice, but just a little something to help us out, especially those of us who play on PC. So what does this mean for Raider? Well, he's still going to be the same hero, doing the same things, but he just won't be rewarded as much for dodging attacks and getting guard breaks in duels, and he loses just a little bit of utility in fours, but not by much. If there's one thing I'd love to see added, it would just be a regular old light heavy chain to give Raider something else to play with. Right now he's kinda slow and he's not too hard to fight against, and against opponents who know how to block or dodge, there's not much Raider can do, especially from neutral, and it can be a little bit frustrating. I think stunning tap is pretty easy to parry, especially for it to be considered a light parry, and sometimes the risk isn't worth the reward. The only thing I really want to know is if this was genuinely intended, because again, this wasn't listed in the patch notes, along with a few other things in the Season 7 update, like Gladiator getting a small buff to his dodging light attacks. If it's a bug, fine, but if it's a feature, I'd love to see it addressed by Yubi. I know we've sort of been laughing at Shigoki now because of the stealth nerfs and all that, but now I sort of know how you guys feel, even if Raider hasn't been hit as hard as Shigoki. Now this nerf won't stop me from playing Raider or anything. I'll probably play him less, mainly because I'm enjoying other heroes more, but I won't drop him because of a nerf. I will miss being able to keep opponents out of stamina for the entirety of a round though. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. I told you it was going to be short as there's really no need to drag this video out. As always, I do want to hear your opinion as I'm genuinely curious as to how you all feel about this. And what I really want to know is whether or not you think stamina draining attacks should still affect your opponent's stamina while they're out of stamina. And as always, if you like the video or agree with me at all, feel free to leave a like and sub if you're new, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.